Hey there guys, how's it going? It's Afraid Not, and we're back on a Friday having another commentary. Now I might have gone a little bit overboard with the colour correction on this video. It looks a little bit yellow and a little bit too blue at the same time. So let me know how it looks on your screens guys, because on my demo screen here it looks okay to be honest. I think it looks quite nice, but maybe a little too much yellow, but we'll see. In the gameplay I'm using the second submachine gun that you unlock. It's actually a really good gun. It's a gun that I absolutely love. It's very similar to the first one, to be honest. It's not something, there's no fundamental difference. The recoil patterns are the same. Everything about the gun really is the same. I don't know, I really like the look of it. I think that's the reason why I picked this gun and why I tend to go to this gun whenever I get a submachine gun map. It really kind of reminds me of the Peacekeeper from Black Ops 2, the gun DLC. It just looks very similar and I really like the look of that gun. So yeah, it's quite weird to pick a gun because of the way it looks and the way it reloads and the animations. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about the gun now, and we're gonna get into the topic of the video. Now I keep seeing videos on the internet saying about FPS games, and especially in particular about Titanfall, saying that it's not a competitive game, therefore it's not going to be popular, etc. And I have to admit, I don't think I agree necessarily. I think that Titanfall won't be the most popular game on the internet purely because it's only on the Xbox One. I mean, if you think about it, going back in the day, you would come onto YouTube just to, like, most people I think in general would have used YouTube and looking at gaming videos in the first place just to try and improve, maybe look up a little walkthrough, go through a part that they couldn't find, and you'd watch someone else do it and then replicate it. I think it's very similar when it comes to multiplayer and Call of Duty. Now I think when people done really good stuff on YouTube and you think, wow, like, I played this game and I just can't do that, you know, you play the game every single night and you look at someone who does something unbelievable, you can appreciate it a lot more because you played the game and you understand how difficult it is to kind of do things like that. But I think that's a little bit with Titanfall. I feel like that because it's not it's like obviously mass appeal, it's obviously only appealing to people who own an Xbox One or who are thinking about buying an Xbox One, which is in the minority of gamers, because the majority of gamers have bought the PS4. So that's why I don't think it's going to be very popular on YouTube and all that kind of thing. However, it's a game that I absolutely love. It's my favourite game at the moment, can't stop playing it. But would I want competitive in it? Now, I'm not a competitive player, let's put that straight. I've never been MLG, never been on game battles. I've sort of dabbled in league play, I think in when Black Ops 2 was there, but that was only because I got bored. Like, I've never really been super competitive, never wanted to really get a team together and really go for it. I mean, although I say that, a few mates of mine, we sort of, on Modern Warfare 3, we were really into Elite and we wanted to go for them weekend challenges and all that kind of thing. But again, that's not really competitive, is it? So, but it just seems like a lot of people at the moment who on YouTube are saying that Titanfall will fail because it's not competitive. And we'll talk about other games in a minute, but let's talk about Titanfall because it is the in-game at the moment, which isn't competitive. It isn't focused on competitive people. Now, I would say out of the whole lot of people that play first-person shooters, I would probably say 5%, and this is a guess. I mean, I'll probably say about 5% of the people who play first-person shooters on console are competitive, and that is massively small in comparison. Think about how many people actually play first-person shooters on consoles, Titanfall, Call of Duty, everything. I'll say 5%, and that's really probably going a bit over the top. It's more along the lines of sort of 3 to 4% out of the 16 or 30 million people. Like 16 million people, I think, bought Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I think. My figures might be totally wrong, but I'm sure it's around that sort of thing. And when you look at MLG and game battles, there's only really about 500,000, probably about 1 million people playing it. So it really is small, really is like a very small slice of the first-person shooter community, and they tend to be the most vocal. When you go onto YouTube and you look up anyone's channel, really, and they always talk about the Optic team, Complexity, and all them type of people, they tend to really be really loud on YouTube, and they've got a big following to a certain degree. You know, big following in YouTube terms, and a lot of game developers will listen to them because they are like massive fans of the game, which they are, like we all are. I'm a massive fan of the game, but I'm not interested in competitive play. Although there's two sides to the coin, isn't there? I mean, it's a game at the end of the day, it needs to be difficult. Did I agree with the skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops 2? No, I really didn't. I really like Modern Warfare 3 because when it was not very competitive, but it was fun, and you would always come up against these lobbies again against people who, when it was competitive, and when it was competitive it was good, but I'm just not that type of person. When I finish work, I just want to come home, I want to chill out with some friends, play some games. I'm just not interested in sitting there and being completely focused for a couple of hours in my free time and just winning. Like, don't get me wrong, I like to win, but just to go, it's a difficult one. I know it's hard for me to sort of explain what I'm trying to say. I think I'm just not interested in being uber competitive all the time, although sometimes it is nice. Like if I was to party up with 3 or 4 people, and let's say the matchmaking was you would be matched up with people also in 3 to 4 man teams, to match you, whatever you are, I'll be absolutely fine with that. That's no problem to me. But if I'm playing solo and I come up against a 6-man team, I just think, oh really, like I just want to chill out, play solo, and you just not going to get anywhere with it. But where I'm currently standing with Titanfall, I'm so happy that it's not made for competitive gamers. Now that might offend a few people, but I'm just so sick of people and developers ramming competitive down my throat. I really am. All I keep seeing everywhere is MLG this, MLG that. I mean, games are supposed to be fun. They're not they are supposed to be competitive, especially multiplayer shooters. They are competitive to a certain degree, but I'm not interested in completely competitive players, and none of my friends are. No casual gamer is, and I really hope that Titanfall is a step in the right direction, although I wouldn't rule out other games being competitive like Call of Duty. I like the fact that you can play for fun with Call of Duty and you've got that competitive side to it, so I'm happy at that. But I just don't want every single FPS game to come out to be aimed at competitive people and just ignore the casual gamers. So that's where I stand with it. I said I'll talk about other games, but I didn't, but I'm sure I will in my next couple of videos. This topic is far from over, but if you enjoyed the video, please leave a rating, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and have a wicked weekend, guys.